A quick preface before we get started. This isn't an exhaustive episode on squat depth. Everything that I'm talking about I have referenced. It will be down below in the comment section, so if you want to check out any of those references, please do so. The point of this video is not to persuade anyone that one is better than the other. The point is to understand and go a level deeper when it comes to understanding how the squat works, and don't just buy into the idea that deep squats are the best squat since sliced bread, or that partial squats are the best squat since sliced bread. They both have their advantages and disadvantages that we will discuss. So let's first of all get into similarities. Now, in the broadest sense, and this is what I'm talking about because we are going to cover this in a little bit more depth when we come to it, both versions, both deep squats and parallel squats, they both produce strength gains. So you will get strength gains within your lower body. If we take it a level deeper, then we can look at where those strength gains happen in what different squat. That's different. But as a general rule, you will get stronger if you do squats and if you progressively overload those squats, whether it's parallel or deep squats. And this is shown in a study which reviewed 15 studies looking at all these different types of squats using, we've got the flywheel, we've got the half squat, we've got the full squat, we've got the Smith's machine, so parallel squats, jump squats, so all of these different squats have been reviewed, and all of them show that there is a strength gain in the lower body. Another similarity is the setup. So with regards to deep squats, they all use hips, knees, with regards to deep squats and parallel squats, they all use hips, knees and ankles. So with regards to the movement, they are the same. With regards to, certainly in a general sense, now again, for most of the population, having the feet just wider than shoulder width is going to serve them just fine. Again, if you want to take it a level deeper, you can look at hip anatomy, you can look at femur length, and you can start to understand a little bit more in the specifics of where your foot position should be. But in the general sense, foot position will serve people just fine, shoulder width apart. So with regards to all of the squats, the moving joints are the same and the setup is the same. The final thing, again, that is similar between all of these, and there is one caveat to this, is the maintenance of the natural curve of the spine. The only time when you would sort of allow the spine to round, if you will, would be in bodyweight squats. So bodyweight full squats, there are very few people that will be able to get down into that position with a neutral spine or a natural curve to the spine. Most people will come out of that, but in a bodyweight squat they are at least risk of injury. And if you want to learn more about risk of injury to the spine in flexion, then I've got other essays in the Christopher Hole Academy which you can find out. There's a link below to that which you can read them, but that's not for this episode. So then we come on to differences. Now, with regards to differences, now we can start talking about the different muscle activations. So basically the depth changes the muscle activation. So if we're talking about parallel squats, that will tend to target quads more. As we go deeper, so as we go beyond sort of 90, 100 degrees and we start to get deeper down into the squat, this will then change more towards glute max. And by understanding this, we can start to understand which squat's going to be more advantageous for a particular person. If someone wants to build their quad strength, then a parallel squat will be just fine, probably better than the full squat. If they want to build more glute max adductor type strength, then they would start to go in deeper. But again, we would also have that caveat of proper technique as well. Obviously, then we can then discuss there are other ways of building the glutes with other exercises. So if we're doing a squat, we don't necessarily have to focus on glutes as a muscle to activate if we don't want to. If you want to, then you can. If you can get down into that position loaded, then that's absolutely fine. You can use them. But for most people that can't, parallel squats will be fine. Build the quads, and then choose another exercise to build the glutes. What's also been found is that squat depth is goal specific. As I've just described, there's one goal of building glutes more than quads. So we might use the full squat to get down there. If we are talking about more like sporting or athletic type goals, so jumping and sprinting are two that have been measured, and the parallel squat and partial squat have been found to be more advantageous for jumping and sprinting. Full squats, generally not. So we can start to understand, obviously, first of all, where the similarities are. Most people can use either squat, and the parallel squat will be just fine, and even a partial squat will be just fine. If we then go a layer deeper and we start thinking about goal specific type of training, then we can start to pick and choose which squat we want, if we want to use the deep squat for the glutes or if we want to use other ones. So those are the similarities and differences. Let's now look at advantages and disadvantages. At the Christopher Hall Training Academy, we believe in balance, not just in movement, but also in knowledge as well. Our courses give you a clear, evidence-based insight into low back pain, core strength and stability, maintaining muscle mass, building bone density. We try and give you what works, what doesn't work, but also why, the advantages, the disadvantages, the pros, the cons, so you can make the best decision for your health that you can make. You'll learn the pros, the cons, the different approaches. You can make much more informed choices that fit with your body and your goals. You can empower yourself with balanced, practical information from these courses. So join the Christopher Hall Training Academy, where the science meets strength and learning leads to lasting results. So please do click the link below, get yourself signed up.